Welcome back to Moreno Boxing. So in this episode we're going to be looking at different equipment, right? And we're going to be talking a little bit about it. Not too much, we're not going to be reviewing anything or explaining too much. We're going to leave that for the next episode. We're just introducing the equipment that you'll be using in your first session when you first come to a boxing class or a personal training session, or even if you're a regular, this is some of the equipment that you'll be using all the time. So to begin with here, we've got the Moreno Boxing pads. Yeah, these are called the focus pads, right? And the reason why they're called focus pads is because when you're hitting them, you're going to be focused on the targets, yeah? So your coach mostly will be handling the pads. They will be slipping it into their hands, they'll hold the target up for you, and you'll just be doing most of the punching. You'll be punching from left to right, like this, right? Punching across, and most of the time, you'll be using the pads a lot to develop technique, yeah? So next, we've got the Moreno Boxing gloves. These particular gloves can be used on the punch bag, and they can be used for sparring because the size of the gloves, or the weight of the gloves, which is measured in ounces, is 16. So the standard sparring gloves usually are 16 ounce, or they can go up to 18 ounce, which are quite big. Unless you're a heavyweight, really you'd be using 16 ounce. Some people use 14, if you're light, some people do use 14 ounce gloves, yeah? The competition gloves usually are 12 ounce and 10 ounce gloves. If you're an experienced boxer, you use the 10. If you're intermediate or a beginner, you use the 12 ounce gloves, yeah? So we have here the Moreno Boxing gloves as Adrian's using them. These are they've been designed with style in mind, and we're trying to keep the traditional amateur boxing thing going here. So if you remember back to last time these type of gloves were used was in 2008 Olympics, where they had a similar design like this. Next, we've got here skipping rope. So here, the skipping rope is what we use mostly to do our warm-up, yeah? So when you first come to a session, we usually do about 5 minutes, 3 minutes skipping, yeah? So Adrian's going to demonstrate just a little bit of skipping, yeah? So we go, just gets you on your toes, gets you nice and warm, just gets the rhythm going, just prepares you for the class. They come in different types of skipping ropes. You've got the leather skipping ropes, which are made of leather. They're quite heavy, they're a bit slower, but they're good for working stamina because they're harder to work with. And these are called the speed ropes. Yeah, the speed ropes are made of rubber or plastic, and they go really fast. They really cut through the air, so they're more aerodynamic, right? Next, we've got the gum shield there. So this is my personal gum shield. I'm probably gonna have to get a new one afterwards. This protects your teeth, protects your gums. When you're doing head sparring. When you first come to one of our classes, you won't be doing head sparring straight away, but when you do start doing head sparring, you're going to be needing the gum shield. And another thing you're going to be needing is also the head guard, yeah? The gum shield is put into hot water, and then it goes really soft, you put it to your mouth and it molds around your teeth, yeah? Next here we have is the head guard. So this is my personal head guard. You want to try it on just to see how it looks, right? So you put your head guard on, right? And basically just protects your head from getting hit. I got a small head, yeah? So it protects your head from punches. The reason why I like this head guard in particular is because it's quite thick. It's quite a lot shock absorbent. So when your opponent hits you, you won't feel the punch as much. It's good for training. These are training head guards. They're not competition head guards. If you're going to be using competition head guards, they have to be ABA approved, which is a national body that does the amateur boxing. And final but not least, this is probably one of the first things you're going to come across before you even wear your gloves, before you even use the pads. You're going to know how to put hand wraps on. So we have here the Moreno Boxing hand wraps, right? And these basically protect your wrists, protect your knuckles, protect your fingers. And next episode, we're going to be showing you how to get these on. They come in different sizes, different lengths, yeah? And I'm going to be explaining different types of hand wraps to you guys, yeah?